Hey guys, quick video. Wanted to share some progress I made last night and this morning in Gear Raid 2, and I'll show you where I was and where I got to and the strategy that I've adopted. So let's get started. I was previously auto running 12, Gear Raid 2 12, and now look where I am. All the way down to the bottom. I'm farming stage 17. I can't do 18 yet. You can see there's a big jump in BP from 409 to 471, so that'll be a while yet. But jumping all the way from 12 to 17 has been crazy for me. I've got so many more red drops now. I'm getting pretty much one every single run, sometimes two, versus the one red every 6 runs I was getting at stage 12. So this is going to really push my BP up, I think. I'm really looking forward to some of the drops. And also, you might notice that you only get these 3 sets up until, I believe, is it 14 or 15? 14. Stage 14, you start to get other sets. The Glacier, Night Terror, and the Sticks. And some of these are pretty good. I'm particularly interested in the Sticks for the AoE damage, to try and get my Zealous to be a bit more relevant and maybe help me get some Gear Raid 1 progress. But the other sets are pretty interesting as well. So great stuff there. And yeah, I'll show you what the difference is. Quickly, I'll show you how I autoed stage 12. So my strategy, because I only had one defender built, I'd put the Lavani on the left, take the first hit, and then Salazar as always to save me and deal some damage to keep Lavania going, able to kill the rolling boulders in time. These guys do damage based on the move speed. These are the golden guards. Yeah, there you go. So it says dealing damage based on accumulated speed, and it hits very hard, and if I stuck Salazar there, he just dies. He gets hit once more and dies. So having Salazar tank this didn't really work for me. Salavic, on the other hand, is pretty good for this because of his passive. That means he has unkillable state. So I relied on these two to tank for me, with Salazar to help make up the gap, and then I had 2 slowing units to helpfully reduce the damage by the rolling boulders, and also to CC enemies to prevent them from just smashing, particularly Salavic. So most of this was trying to safeguard Salavic a bit. So that was the strategy I adopted, and I'll just speed through the rest of this so you can see how the rest of the fight plays out, and then I'll show you what I'm doing now in my current run. And as you can see, Salazar just absolutely demolishing the boss there. So that's how I clear 12 on auto, or how I cleared it before I made a bit of progress. Let's just sell whatever this is. Yeah, that doesn't change. Okay, so now all the way down to the bottom, stage 17. Now there is one big difference. I have pulled Captain Reeve. That is a huge help for me. However, I was still clearing 16 before I pulled him. So it isn't just a Captain Reeve pull that saved me. But I'll show you the latest progress I have, because this is more of a progress report than a guide. I would like to do a guide in future, but I'm kind of against making a guide when it's just legendary units carrying you, right? So for now, this is just showing how I've managed to progress in a big leap, which I'm very quite chuffed with. So Captain Reeve is just about able to hang on. I have 2 healers, Elowin for burst heals. Vortex does heal a lot as well, but it doesn't compare to my Elowin at the moment. I'm mainly using Vortex for the overhealing. The shield is just great to have the excess health. Now I can have 2 tanks down. Lavania on the right, Captain Reeve on the left. I put Salavic in front just because he can absorb some of the rolls and take the HP off of the enemies, because without Salavic there, they were killing Captain Reeve. It was very hard to keep him alive. I have Salazar behind on the right to protect Lavania, and this is because if you watch now, Salazar just quickly ults and blasts them out on the right side. So it's not like I'm winning purely on the perfect gear or the perfect strategy. I'm relying heavily on Salazar, as always, to just delete people. Now I despawned him there because the boss always runs down the left side, and I was hoping to respawn him in time. Now this is actually really quite messy. The boss goes on a rampage and tends to kill people, and then okay, well that worked fine, but sometimes it's just Lisa and Elowin left, and Lisa kills the boss while he's busy having a tantrum. But that's generally my run now. I've managed to clear through to here, and as you can see, the reds drop a lot more frequently at this point, and it's been a huge point of progress for me. This is not a great drop, but welcome to Gacha life, right? So yeah, that's a very quick update on my progress in Gear Raid 2. Really looking forward to getting some extra drops here. It's been much needed to get this further. And yeah, the strategy for me is foddering people a lot, relying on Lord benefits as well. You might have seen in the video I had Ein drop down just to soak one of the hits, because if you see, when they roll in, they take a huge amount of damage when they contact. So again, bang, straight down to 25% health left. So sometimes just chucking a fighter, even naked, just a guy with 2k health, just to absorb the impact and take away the rolling guy's health, it's worth it. I think because now I have Reeve, I don't do that anymore. But when I did it before I had Reeve, I would chuck Iron down in front of the left side that had Salavic there, and then Iron would just completely eat dirt, but he would allow Salavic to survive. So yeah, definitely recommend just bring extra fighters, bring extra people you can fodder and throw them to the rock gods, and that's a good way to progress in this mission. When I get the opportunity to build some more variety of units and focus on more fusion units, I will try to make guides on how to do this, and I'm planning to make a quick guide on Captain Reeve once I've got him fully built up. Now it's a bit time tight because obviously the event to summon him is going to be running out soon, but I only just got him this very morning, so I'm still figuring him out. But I'm planning to do some spotlight videos covering each of the different legendaries I've got, and probably some of the epics as well, since they're more attainable, especially the fusion ones. But I want to spend a little bit more time with them. At the moment, Salazar and Salavic are the ones I know inside and out, and Elowin, of course. So you can look forward to those in future. But yeah, quick one for you today, guys. Have a great one, and take care. Bye-bye.